Hi everybody. As usual, I need to fix the cameras because Discord likes to just move them all around. So give me a moment to get that sorted real quick. Pat is John, not Lark.
I promise, Scarlett's much more attractive than I am, so I'm not even a pretty girl when I play one.
Sell yourself short.
Something beauty, eye of the beholder, yada yada yada.
I hope none of those show up today.
Beholders?
Yes.
I don't need ceremony. Unless somebody plans on dying.
Nah.
Nah, fam, that ain't me.
I should probably be in the DM spot instead of Lark. There we go. Now everybody's in the right places. We got it.
Sorted.
Welcome to our Wednesday night D&D stream. The Danse Macabre. Before we get started, well, I guess Bun for you, it's actually Thursday morning. But we can't all live in the future like Archie does.
Oh, yes. It's fitting.
Real quick, Bun, is existence still pain in the future? Oh, shit.
Yeah. I saw everything that happened and I turned away. I couldn't keep watching.
Oh, God.
But
So
nevertheless.
you too watched the United States presidential debates.
Fuck that. No, I didn't. I know what's gonna happen. I don't need some fucking.
It was quite painful.
I don't need to watch someone.
The Ringling Brothers have exclusive distribution rights, so you better not mention that on Twitch.
Oh, really?
Talk about fucked up circuses. Anyway, few announcements.
The Tuesday night game.
Yes, that is the Tuesday night game. It will be next week when Rack Attack is back. Bun, Deadeye asked that you send the lotto numbers ASAP, since you are living in the future. In any events, some quick updates. We met, and we beat our dice giveaway sub goal for this month. So we have met two sub goals for this month. We hit the 50 for the emoji, and we hit the other 50 for the dice giveaway. They went out to Sky MP3. Our sponsor Farboco will be sending out a set of unicorn dice to Sky this week, and they will be getting them soon. So that's really awesome that we get to do that. Look forward to next month when we get ready for the next giveaway. We'll see what it's going to be. We're also trying to get to 500 followers, and when we do, we are going to give away a D&D book to one of our lucky followers. It is going to be a copy of either Rime of the Frost Maiden or Tasha's Cauldron, whichever one is the most recent one. We are at 410 followers right now, so we are rapidly approaching the 500. So yeah, if you look down in the panels below, you will find a share link in a little panel down there. If you share that on social media, when people click on that link, you get points towards a leaderboard. And right now, though, Orion, who is Justin in our Saturday game, has like 600 points. That's because he shared it all over Reddit for like a month straight. And you should do that too. Go share that link, get some points, see if you can knock Justin out of the top spot on the leaderboard. And if somebody can get close, I could start using that as a way to compete for giveaways. Rudolph said that his idea is that for my next giveaway, I give away something to anybody named Rudolph. So find more people named Rudolph to follow the stream so that it can be a fair and just giveaway. Yeah.
The only fair and just thing in this world. Sorry.
Also,
Sorry, I'm just broken.
Aw, fun. You're too young to be broken.
It's 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks of uni left, and I got my finals. I don't need this shit.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Anyways, continue.
Let's play D&D instead.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that Archie's biological mother shows up. This way, you won't have to feel the brokenness anymore.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's actually, placebo. Like, what is it like? You know how painkillers they make you feel pain a little bit, and then it's all good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or some shit. I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works either.
Acupuncture?
Yeah. Yeah. Musing madman. We're all mad.
Get the needles
here.
out.
We're all
Get the needles
mad
out,
here.
Fuck, get the needles. Oh shit! I figured out how Archie heals people. He uses acupuncture.
Oh god. I don't know. When he was healing the vampire or the people of lycanthropy, he was literally sucking it out of them through his mandibles. So that was interesting.
We don't need fan art of that.
God. Patrick. People want as much fan art, fan comics, fan whatever they can get of Archie.
Oh god, it's true.
It is true. It's true.
I don't read them 100%. I don't read any of them.
Yes, Rudolph. If you are on our Discord server, you can go to the community creations tab and send fanfics of our characters.
I need all the Archie fanfics I can get. I love reading your guys' fanfics.
They're terrible. Don't send.
No,
them.
hey, they're amazing. They're amazing.
Amazing.
No, don't. Please.
We should do a contest for that stuff. We should do a fanfic fan art contest and pick one that is the community favorite and give away something.
It's just gonna be Susan and Archie snogging. I don't know what the fuck you expect. It's only gonna be that. It's all people want these days. Am I a joke to you guys?
No, they love Archie.
Am I a sex object?
No, everybody loves Archie. Everybody loves Archie.
No, everybody thinks Bowie is a sex object, and I'm just like, guys, he's not.
He's
that's
himbo.
Piper. To be fair, that's Dio's fault. Okay,
Bowie,
because of Piper.
Everyone thirsts over himbos. Fucking.
I think we may.
What did you expect?
I think we may have to do like a fan art, non. What is it? Rule what? Non-rule whatever.
Non-rule 30. Is it 34?
Yeah, non-rule 34 fan art and
SFW. SFW fanfics.
Yeah.
Contests are kind of like tricky because
we would let the community
vote. There's a lot
vote.
of like hot debate. Yeah.
We would let the community vote.
Let the community vote.
Yeah, we would open it. We would open it up to the Discord for people to vote on the Discord.
Because I remember people got super like pissed at what is his name? He's a really popular Ravensmith or something, or that D&D content creator. Shit, I can't. RuneSmith. Yeah, people got up RuneSmith because he had an art contest and it went backwards.
I would never be the one to pick.
Yeah, I think
favorites.
that's justified.
And I would just leave it open to the community to vote on their favorites, and I think that would be fairly fair. Democratic even. Anyway.
You're fucking killing me. Anyways,
Dio.
D&D.
Yes, Dio, you have the most shifts, but also because you played Piper in the Sunday game, and Piper is why everybody thinks that all satyrs in Oregon, meaning you and Bowie, are just objects of sex, drugs, and rock and roll all the damn time.
That's how
2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
My next character's gonna be a satyr.
So you're rolling him tonight, right?
Yeah.
Archie is immortalized in an emoticon. We cannot remove Archie.
There's a bunch of emoticons. Genevieve's
Oh.
not around anymore. She's an emoticon. Let's see. What are all the emotes? We've got
Sparks.
Dio's not even
Sparks.
human anymore.
We've got
Mirth, who's gonna be dead.
Sparks is
Mirth
fine.
is gonna die.
Sparks is fine. We have Mirth, who's definitely going to die next week. We have Kolak, who's not dead yet. And we have Genevieve, who is not dead, but unfortunately not being played by a PC anymore. And we have Archie, and then we have me.
And you're just dead inside, so...
Well, yeah, I mean, when you run 6 games a week, and you're working 30 hours at a part-time job, and have a wife and 6 children... I think dead inside is the term for how tired I am most of the time. Why am I doing this?
Archie is always subject to change. Perhaps not death, but change nevertheless.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
Anyways, I'm derailing like
it's fine.
30 minutes.
No,
yeah.
everybody's enjoying this. We're up to 9 viewers.
Portent.
Yes, roll your portents. That's important.
That's fucking god awful. What am I supposed to do with that?
What is
2
it?
9s.
2 9s.
That is garbage. I'm hungover. That's why I got that.
No, you're just reacting you're just reacting in German to the debate last night. 9, 9, 9.
9.
Bringing it back in a little tiny bit. One of the other contests I have going on is not for here, but on Twitter. I am at 970 followers on Twitter, and once I hit 1,000, once I hit 1,000 Twitter followers, Farboco, our sponsor, has agreed to send out to one of my Twitter followers an alternate cover version of Rime of the Frost Maiden, completely free to us. It's something that they just wanted to do to help promote me and the streams. So yeah, once I hit 1,000 followers on Twitter, there's going to be a copy of Rime of the Frost Maiden with the alternate art, the cool foily alternate art version will be sent out to one of my random Twitter followers. So maybe, spread that word. That'd be cool. Also, if you follow me on Twitter, then every time I go live on stream, it pops up on my Twitter feed. So if you're a follower but don't like notifications through here, but do get notifications on Twitter, that's another way to get it. So maybe you don't want to do that. That might have been, like anti-advertising. Jesus, what am I doing to myself? Anyway, instead of me rambling because I am tired and delirious, let me allow my players to go ahead and introduce themselves and their characters. Unfortunately, Adam will not be joining us tonight to play Theo. He got caught up at work. That's unfortunate, but without further ado, Bun, why don't you get the ball rolling?
Greetings, viewers at home. I am Bun, and I play the divination wizard Archie, a forlorn and estranged Underdark refugee seeking the meanings of their own dreams and perhaps how to use their knowledge of the sleeping world to defend the border between nightmares and reality. The border between is so thin as silk, and Archie fears that their nightmares lay a web of darkness that hangs lower and lower over the city of Raven's Reach. Lark.
So I'm Scarlet, and I play the changeling warlock Lark Vertigris, who is ready to serve her home city, because what good is training when not in the service of good? Lark is the hard-headed, logic-minded, and immaculately trained daughter to Ravenreach's renowned fencing instructor, the very human Letitia Vertigris, and the recently captured changeling Lumiere, former servant to a certain Fae Queen of the Winter Court. Lark is bound to the same Fae Queen, who urged her to enter into the Danse Macabre. Why exactly? Who can say why the Fae do what they do? Lark will only say it amuses her lady. She's unraveling her powers with the help of fierce pseudo-dragon Piosa, who has the markings of a lark and the instincts of a magpie. I'll pass the torch.
Hi, I'm Johnny, and I play Maximilian, a level 5 Oath of Treachery Paladin and level 3 Divine Soul Sorcerer. For the past week, I've been adding emojis to every single one of my spells. How have your guys' week been? Also, sound off in the comments. What do you think are good emojis for invisibility and charm person? Go for it, John.
My name is Pat. I will be playing the fighter cleric John Anders. John grew up in the church. He spent time as a smith and took over his family business after his father's death. He sold off his father's smith shop and went into training to be a cleric. Recently, he has had a lot of bad shit happen to him, and he's kind of an ass. I don't really know what else to say.
John is just a little broken.
Yes.
I'm the Mark Knight. I'm your Dungeon Master this evening. I was your Dungeon Master earlier today. I've been your Dungeon Master twice more this past week, and will be again on Saturday, but for now, I'm your Dungeon Master for the Danse, Macabre. When we last left off, these heroes hiding in the shadows of an overcast, terrifying city filled with the deepest fears of people's nightmares. They had dealt with Lark's past rearing its ugly head, the threats of the Duke, and constant dangers involving werewolves and potions of lycanthropy. Their teams have been hurt, wounded, destroyed, hemmed in. And in the midst of all this terror, they found ways of coping. One of which was a blanket fort slumber party in the halls of Tyminster Court. A bottle of strong liquor down in the depths of the building. And whatever the hell Maximilian does with his spare time.
Eloquently put.
I was practicing my Duke disguise self.
All right. Yeah. Your Duke impression.
Meanwhile,
for when you take over the city.
Theo has been spending his time teaching lessons to a young protege who has teen idol syndrome and a desperate ambition for raising the dead. You haven't seen much of Theo in the last day or so, since the events of that night. Much of his time has been spent either studying werewolves, studying Elvish, or imparting harsh wisdoms into the impressionable mind of Angelica, who honestly may need a little bit of direction, considering that what she would desire to do could end up getting herself killed. Bun.
Yes.
You were so concerned for Lark's well-being that it took the post-hangover morning before you remembered that you needed to connect with Mother and find out precisely what she had discovered behind the basement door in Lumiere's home.
Forgive me, Mother. I am a little... Oh, okay. I've never gotten that drunk before. Let us see what you found, dearest Mother. Just be very cautious with the images that you send me. No flashing lights, please.
Mother crawls up to your shoulder and kind of like nuzzles against you the way that a cat would, almost as if to say it'll be okay, and begins to gently transmit thoughts and images to your mind. One of the benefits of your slumber party was that you were far too intoxicated to dream that night.
Perfect.
A benefit you may or may not want to get closer to. Just ask John.
Yeah.
His mother makes herself comfortable upon your shoulder. You begin to see gentle images kind of materialize within your mind's eye of a long, dark corridor with dirt floors. A corridor that goes on, at least for Mother, for her tiny size, for quite a long time. She eventually emerges into a unnervingly familiar space. Not the cell that you had spent that night in, but one particularly similar to it. Squeezing herself beneath the door of the cell, you find yourself looking at images of the dungeon below Castle Cora, experiencing the feelings of claustrophobia, the feelings of constant threat of death, the feelings of someone who wished to pull information from your mind forcibly. All the emotions of having been trapped down there and thinking they should just leave me come flooding back. As you look about, Mother moves up the doorway to get out of the mist that clings constantly to the floors of this place, before returning to the cell and following the path back into the cellar of Lumiere's home. She climbs up the walls and along the ceiling in order to avoid the puddles and pools of potions that were soaking into the dirt floor of the cellar. And she makes her way out until you returned her to yourself. You feel a sense of... you feel Mother sending you thoughts and emotions of reassurance, as a spider carefully spinning protective webs around their nest, their clutch of eggs, to keep it safely tucked away from harm. She spins threads of thought and care over your worried mind.
It's beautiful. I expected as much, that it would lead directly to somewhere within Castle Cora. Thank you, Mother. That was especially brave of you, considering what the Duke did to you last time. And I will just cup her within my hand and just like nuzzle her close, having felt that disconnection once and never wanting to feel it ever again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad you're in my life. I don't know where or God forbid what I'd be without you here. And he's just going to just stand in silence with Mother for a bit.
Lark, you did in fact skip fencing practice with the older trainees.
First time in 3 years. First time in 3. Your streak. I'm so sorry.
Wonder if Maximilian would spare a lay on hands. I just can't bear the clashing blades.
I might have something for it. Just give me a moment. But yeah, continue.
What? As Lark awakens amongst, well, you probably awoke late amongst the pillows and blankets, but after this day after, the events of the interrogation, you tell me kind of what Lark is dealing with right now.
Instinct is to throw herself into duty to try to focus on things other than herself and escape emotions, basically.
Okay.
That's how she tends to cope with things. So what she's going to want to focus on is, okay, we have this list of names. These are the people that bought the potions. Have to sort this out. I need a way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to try to locate like the homes of those people on a map with the help of the librarian and summon some pixies with conjure woodland beings that can invisibly go to the houses and snatch back whatever potions aren't.
Well, I got to
around.
correct this because we didn't do this the first time. But remember, conjure woodland beings is a very wild spell. You cannot control what is conjured.
Yeah,
I think
you can ask for the CR, and then
I think and
you declare
even
the
then,
CR.
I think they act on their own.
Yes, you can request for them to do things for you, but
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the spell is a little bit more
chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I allowed you
Kind
to
of
pick
like-
the pixies during that combat, partially to balance out the difficulty of that particular combat for you guys. But technically, according to the spell, it is not as specific as you picking your own your woodland creatures that arrive, or fey creatures that arrive. It would be whatever Mab sends to you when you request them, essentially.
Okay.
So, but you can still cast it.
They obey. Oh, never mind. I'm fucking wrong.
Oh, what does it say? Here, well, let me read it.
It's just normal summoning rules. I thought it was different.
That's-
They obey any verbal command that you issue to them. No action required by you.
Understood. So it's just you don't necessarily know what kind of fairies you're
Yeah.
getting.
It says choose one of the following options of what appears. I don't know who insinuated this. I don't think it
What?
was us.
It is okay. So what's the spell? It is summon wood.
Conjure woodland beings.
Conjure woodland beings. 5th edition.
I think someone was on the DM has the creature statistics, but the
Yeah.
creature I think can still be
You
ordained
summon
by
fey
the
creatures that
caster.
appear in an unoccupied space that you can see within range. Choose one of the following options for what appears. 1 fey creature of challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 fey creatures of this, 4 of this, 8 of this, or lower. A summoned creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or the spell ends. The summoned creatures are friendly to you and your companions. Roll initiative for the summoned creatures as a group, which have their own turns. They obey any verbal commands that you issue to them, no action required by you. If you don't issue any commands to them, they defend themselves from hostile creatures but otherwise take no actions. The GM has the creature specific stats. So, yeah.
You
Yeah, no
you
mind
get
you
to
choose
pick
it.
one of the options. So you get to pick one fey creature.
Yeah, you
of
choose
CR2.
what fey creature. It is not one random fey creature. It is...
No, you get to choose what the option is. You don't get to choose what the creatures are. Choose one of the following options. Imagine it as a drop down. You get to pick the option, not the creatures that show up.
So yeah, I just put in examples. So you choose a challenge rating, and then you have the list within that challenge rating of possible options. But those all look good.
So I guess I would pick the CR 1/4, and then I guess
I
just
can't believe I
roll the
started
dice
this.
until she gets something that's able to do the job.
Oh, 1 second.
Blink dogs would also be able to do the job.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to roll for that?
I'm just... Hold on 1 minute. I want to make sure we know this because it's come up multiple times now.
Yeah, it'll come up again.
Yeah.
Really, any of those things would do the job. Sprites can be invisible also, so
Yeah.
and fly.
I'm trying to find more comprehensive lists of woodland beings, but I'm not seeing anything more.
The design intent for options like these is that the spellcaster chooses one of the choices, and then the DM decides what creatures appear that fit the chosen option. For example, if you pick the second option, two fey creatures of challenge rating 1 or lower, the DM chooses the 2 creatures that have a challenge rating of 1 or lower. A spellcaster can certainly express a preference for what creatures show up, but it is up to the DM to determine if they do. The DM will often choose
I mean, I
creatures
think it makes
that are
sense
appropriate.
because it's like you're asking for Mab to send you allies.
Right. But if you reached out to Mab and said I need creatures who can, if you cast the spell asking Mab to send you Fey servants who can invisibly enact your plan, then that will guide, the choices that are made.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So Lark would request something that can fly and be invisible, and would like to cause a little bit of mischief in the mortal realm
Okay.
to serve Mab.
And which option are you choosing?
Pixies or sprites, either or.
The CR 1/2? Or CR
1/4.
CR 1/4?
Yep.
One second, Max. 1/4 to 1/4. They have to be fey, right?
Yes. Sprites.
Mites will also go onto that.
Yeah, but I think sprites make the most sense because they have
They can turn invisible.
They can be invisible and they have 40 feet of flying. So if you're trying to send them to and fro, they would be the fastest. And yeah,
Makes sense.
blink dogs would work too because they can teleport. But
you
What-
can summon
what breed
blink
are they?
dogs with the spell?
Are they-
Oh my god.
Are they corgis?
Yes,
They must
we
be.
blink dogs.
Uh,
They must be corgis.
I mean, it just says 8 Fey of 1 CR 1/4, right? So
I suspect something with hands is a better bet than blink dogs in
Yes.
this case, even though they would be fetching potions for us.
correct.
So
You summon 7 sprites and 1 blink dog, and I happen to find that 1 blink dog and play with it. Doesn't get to do its job.
I'm okay with that plan.
Okay.
Supposed to be a mount for a sprite, and instead gets into trouble with Max.
A blink dog could be a mount for all of the sprites, considering it's
Yeah.
medium and they're tiny. No, eight sprites, 8 silvery blue sprites with icy wings show up, and they salute you like tiny soldiers. Although they're
Like the movie.
they the way that they salute you are all different. All 8 of them salute you differently, and kind of fall about each other with laughter afterwards.
Appropriate chaos. Lark will like gather them close to her, and Piosa will zip around, and she'll point out to the locations on the map that she's highlighted for these potions. She'll hold up an example, and she'll ask them to go fetch these potions and bring them back here invisibly. And if they want to do a little extra mischief in town, that's fine, but they have 1 hour to collect as many potions as possible, and whichever collects the most potions will get a very nice scrumptious pastry from the kitchen.
Ooh. Okay. So first thing I need you to do is make a research roll for trying to match names with locations upon the map. A lot of the names in the ledger are simply signatures that can barely be read, or just X's in place of a signature, like barely scrawled legibly. But some of them are names whose information you may be able to find. So I will need an investigation roll from you for taking the time.
From Lucian.
Yeah, Lucian can offer assistance. So you can roll with advantage. You've mapped out as many as you could, but not as many as you'd hoped for. I will tell you, before using the spell Conjure Woodland Creatures, if you wish to spend more time researching this before sending out your sprite minions to do this, you can continue. You can spend more time researching and try rolling again after a period of time. Not like the next day. For each day that you spend researching, you can continue to try and add names and locations. But you can always try to investigate it, get as many names as you can, send out your sprite minions, and then try casting it again the following day after spending more time researching. Is always a possibility as well.
She'll get as many potions back now as she can.
Okay. The sprites, hearing the blessing of food as a possibility, give me a persuasion roll as well. They're going to follow your commands, but let's see how eagerly they do so, how well they can stay on task, considering they're tiny fairies that love to cause mischief. You offered food, so I will let you know the results of your tiny fae thieves after they are done doing what mischief you have sent them off to do. John.
I'm just imagining reading on the newspaper the following day.
Yeah.
Sprites kill a man.
Sprites kill. Oh my god.
Hey, your average commoner only has, I think, 4 hit points. So, yes. Yes.
What state does John wake up in after his night of guarding the locked door to Lumiere's cell with a bottle and a smoke?
Every day is a new day. So, Probably the same as yesterday.
You wake up with a more than a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yes, probably.
Thick black circles under your eyes.
Pretty much. Not a whole lot of sleep to be had.
Mm-hmm. What's your plan this morning?
I don't have a plan because I'm the new guy. So this door is looking mighty guarded.
Okay.
It's the most cleric protected door in the whole of the dance.
Understood.
I guess if I can find somebody else to make sure nobody goes in or out of this thing, I can go try to teach the new recruits, because I heard Lark talking about training them.
If you would wait until you were relieved from guard duty,
It's not going to happen.
I will.
So
I will let you know what happens going forward. But as far as I'm concerned, John wakes up, still leaning against the door, and probably lights up another cigarette.
pretty much. I guess I'll cast thaumaturgy and make my cigarette be different colors. And I don't freaking know.
I will let you know.
Yep.
Maximilian, I'm assuming you're chipper.
I've had no emotional upsets yesterday, and I slept in my own bed.
You come.
I had the best day out of anyone in the dance.
You come down into the main living area of Tyminster Court, and
I'm the first one up out of everybody,
oh yeah,
which is a weird feeling.
Lark has spent a good chunk of her day in the library. Archie seems to have secluded himself off for a little bit with Mother. And
that's something I was going to mention. If Lark was needing help, sort of like Lark seems to be in a very busy mood. I think Archie would be helping in some way. I don't think they'd be secluding themselves for the day. I think.
Okay, so you'd be in the
They need to
library
go.
with Lark. Okay, understood.
Yeah. Especially since I'd probably been in there the most.
Okay, so Maximilian, you come down into the lower halls of the dance, and Lark and Archie are in the library. Theo's probably also in the library studying his Elvish.
Can I say that I've stolen Theo's notes on werewolves, all of his research?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One way or another, you could get it from him, and at some point he'll be like, "Damn it, Maximilian, what did you do with my research?"
I'm wondering if we have enough information on the people who bought werewolf potions, and I try to glean information from past members. So I have like a wall of faces of like, these are known werewolves.
Where do you have this wall of faces of known werewolves?
I can have it in like the middle of the library, like obstructing everything.
Lucian has been giving you annoyed looks from the moment you start making this.
It's important work, so you can't say anything.
He didn't say anything. He's just been giving you annoyed looks. That the four of you have taken over his library.
I don't do
The
it.
more he helps, the sooner we get out.
You're spending time doing this when Lady Bia enters the library. Lark, you've got your ledger book of names. Maximilian has been spending some time trying to fit names with faces that he's seen as he's been preparing to buy all of these potions from Lumiere initially. Archie is helping to. Were you helping to research the names as well? Figure out where you might find people?
Yeah, I think so. I think so in some regard. Probably, I think just giving general help, because I think he knows most, like, A to Z, this entire library of, like, locations of names, like a a yellow book somewhere. I got a yellow pages somewhere. Yeah, something of that equivalence.
It's
But
surprising what Lucian has in this library, honestly.
concerning,
What,
one would say.
what I'm doing is like an episode of Criminal Minds, where it's like instead of just one.
I'm aware. And as you're in the middle of doing these things, Lady Bia enters the library. Lucian rushes over to greet her, and she smiles and pats his hand.
Help me. Sorry.
And she approaches the four of you in your work.
Can I ask how many known werewolves we know of? Like, how filled up is my wall?
I would say that as you've gone through the ledger book, there's been the names of about 10 minor nobles whose names showed up that you know who they are, that you were able to put on the board. But as I've said, many of these people either have just scrawled illegibly, or they don't have like any real information named. When you last went to Lumiere to purchase potions off of him, he was like on a corner in a like seedy part of town. She has entered the library and walks up to all of you. She's got her hands clasped behind her back, and she's wearing one of her usual long, silky, nondescript dresses. Her dark hair cut short, the bangs kind of shadowing her face slightly. And she's looking over everything you're doing with quiet contemplation and curiosity. You sense that she's leading towards a question, an uncomfortable question, as she looks over everything that you're doing.
The allies are fetching back the potions that they can, hoping to stem some of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
What Maximilian's up to, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm. She looks at Maximilian's wall of drawn faces. And she steps around behind Archie and leans slightly over, looking at what all of you are doing on the table.
Has Archie ever seen her do this sort of thing before, like the whole and not saying a single word, or is this the thing that she usually does, or is this something uncomfortably new?
This is something uncomfortably new.
Yeah. Lady Beatrice, how was your rest last night? Any bad dreams of the sort?
Archie. Right now you're wondering if I'm really me.
Yes, I am.
She
Sorry,
smiles.
I'm very on edge, and we have good right to be, considering there's a doppelganger within our walls.
Yes. What I'm wondering, is she taps her lips with her finger for a moment, mock contemplation on her face, and she says, well, considering you all have always gone together everywhere as a group, where's John?
Lady Bia is a good question.
Which of us has message?
Me.
Archie, can you ring John? Is he in the house?
Lady Beatrice, I assume you've already tried this yet, or no?
I haven't. And I think if you're asking that, you fail to see the point of my question.
Out of character, I forgot who John is.
Pat?
Pat's character.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry.
He's right
We left
there.
out the new guy.
He's right there.
Yeah. Well, my apologies. I assumed he was still sleeping in. I haven't seen him all day.
Tell me, if you had not seen Lukash or Realtar for almost an entire day, or perhaps if you had been missing, or Locke, or Maximilian, or Theo, would you have been sitting in the library, researching werewolves?
Depends.
I see where this
if
is
it's
going.
Theo.
Lady Locke,
I'll go get him.
Alright. Lady Beatrice, I was with the man for only an hour, and I have... all my patience was drawn within with that person. I think it's going to take some time before I start to cooperate, and I had more pressing matters on my mind. But I see what your point is. It's been a day and I haven't talked to him. And although he did leave quite a sour taste in my mouth, he's still a member of the Danse, and I should give him such respect. I understand. But
Lady Bia pulls out a
I
chair at the table and sits down with you. She crosses her legs and places her hands places her hands upon her knee, listening to what you're saying very intently.
Oh boy. Doesn't seem all that invested in this particular cause here.
Oh, I assure you that the cause is certainly something he is most invested in. Archie, Locke, when I sent Realtar with you, when I made him a part of your team, why do you think that was?
because we killed someone and you needed someone to have some sort of moral guidance for our entire sort of dilemma that we were in. Particularly Maximilian, and particularly myself for my resolution and my resolve and self-confidence. And also the point that we were facing against hordes of undead that would regenerate without the presence of a holy power.
So, in essence, you needed him.
In essence, yes. But
Perhaps
he
that's...
tried. He tried with us. We tried with him, and it did not go well.
Archie, perhaps that's not the same reason that I've placed John in your care.
Apologies, Lady Bia. I've been not quite myself today, and I have been wrapped up too much in my own troubles. And I haven't been thinking as I should of our new team member. It's a poor excuse.
I don't think it is. In all honesty, I don't think it's a pure excuse to focus on yourself when you yourself are struggling. And if surely he'd be understanding if we're all going through some very tough and arduous times and need to be here for each other for it. We are the only people we know each other that can console each other. We've only just met this person, and I'm honestly not going to pour my heart out over someone I just met.
Gee, I should be doing better. I should. I know better.
It's been hard for you, Lark. It's not the end of the world. I mean,
Archie.
Well,
Archie, you are well-meaning, and I agree that you need to be at your best in whatever means that you can. But the dance is at a third of its strength at this very moment. There are still werewolves running rampant in the city. And other than Arthur's team, who I and Arthur have placed the least experienced members in his care at this point. You are the strongest unit that we have right now. You've dealt with blows, both personal and physical, in the last days. But John has lost his entire team. Tell me what kind of person you would be after that. And I don't mean for you to actually tell me. Think about that answer.
No, I understand.
The four of you have been together through very difficult things. You hold each other up. When you were taken, your companions rallied around you at risk of life and limb and performed miraculous deeds in order to rescue you. Perhaps that is the type of care that someone who has lost everyone they know is in need of right now. And perhaps I did not place John with you because you need him. That is why I asked the question that I did.
I see what you're saying, Lady Bia. I will do better.
She pats your knee, Lark, and she says, I never doubted that. And she smiles and stands. She walks over to Archie and places a hand on his shoulder.
They don't react.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. You're becoming stronger, Archie. More sure of yourself. That's good. It's wonderful, actually. You'll need to learn how to handle this new power of self-confidence that you are discovering. Good luck. And let me know what progress you make with all of this. And she kind of waves a hand towards all of your research.
In the company of just Lark and Archie, they're going to turn to Lark, say, right, I respect Lady Beatrice with the highest regard, but I find it very hard to care for John at this moment. I don't know why we are responsible for his trauma, why we have to console him. I don't know. I know he's a part of the Danse, but at the end of the day, we're all responsible for our own feelings. And our own shit.
But as members of the Danse, we're also responsible for nurturing goodness.
Maximilian, you've gone to find John.
Yes.
Nurturing the light.
So we have Lark writing our team reports for us. Who used to write John's team reports?
Oh, that's a good question. John, Pat, you have a
John
good...
did.
John did? Okay.
Because John was the team leader.
I'll go up to John and be like, have you been here all night?
John draws his maul. What were you wearing the last time I saw you?
You didn't see me the last time you saw me. I was the Duke.
Good answer.
What's my middle name?
Doesn't matter.
You could be Lumiere.
I don't know, guys. John acting kind of sus.
Oh, God.
I think
Really?
I think I saw him then.
Anyway, I read your reports on your brother.
Yeah?
And we're just trying to get a complete picture on what we're up against, and you were one of the teams that faced that with them last time.
Does it matter?
Well, I want your opinion on something, but first go shower and go eat, and I'll order a servant up to his room to get all that prepared.
Stay here. I gotta go take a piss. I'll be back.
I what? No. Can I just I have a lock in my inventory. Can I just lock the door?
The door is locked. It's been locked the whole time.
Can I open up the latch to see if Lumiere is still in there?
Yeah. He is. There's no window on the door. You have to actually open the door. So.
Then I'm not going to do that. But
Okay.
I'll wait until a servant is passing by to be like, you, stay here.
No. Maximilian, I need you to guard this door. I will be back in 10 minutes. I have to go to the bathroom.
In my mind, I'm thinking he hasn't gone to the bathroom since, like, I've been gone for like 18 hours.
Well, more than that, it's been almost 2 days.
It's
Wait,
been
2 days?
it's been like
Yeah. It's been like
Last
24
night,
hours.
right?
Because we left him at like in the wee hours of the morning, right?
Yeah.
It's been a whole. John has kept watch for a whole day,
yeah.
and this is the morning after the next day.
This is the morning after the interrogation. I think it was going to
Oh.
be the morning after the next day, but it's not the
Okay.
morning after. It's probably the afternoon after the interrogation at this point.
He still has to go to the bathroom.
Oh, Jesus. I don't sit where he sat.
I'll be back. John is going to go to the bathroom first off. And then he's going to try to find a window.
Okay.
The balcony where the
The tea took place?
Yep. He's going to go up to the balcony and just sit outside for a little bit. Is it sunshiny?
It's never sunshiny in Ravenreach. It's about as sunshiny
fine.
as you can get. It's overcast but bright.
That's fine. John will just like enjoy some fresh air for a moment because he's been in the basement basically for the last 18 hours.
Yes.
And kind of just lean up against the railing and kind of just start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's keeping time because he told Maximilian he will be back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
And he's going to be back in 10 minutes.
All right. So after 10 minutes pass, Maximilian, John returns. He has not showered. He has not changed. He has not shaved.
Okay, well, whatever. What are we gonna do about your brother?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, we'll put it to a group decision. Do you want to capture him? Do you have any particular, like, requests?
John lights another cigarette.
I will
Breathes
use
in. Good.
my sword can put out non-magical flames. So before it even comes up to his lips, the flame's already gone.
Fine then.
They have rolled cigarettes in fantasy settings. You can hand roll stuff. That happens. Sorry. Just addressing chat.
Yeah. Hand-rolled cigarettes have been a thing for like ever, basically.
Yeah.
John. Fine then. He will pull out a flask. I don't care what you do. It doesn't matter.
I'm feeling so happy that I'm like the responsible one. I'm real tar now. I am real tar now.
Oh no. Oh,
I don't know that I would describe you as particularly responsible.
I didn't say that out loud.
That's just
in my
internal
mind.
monologue. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm the real tar now. Okay, well, if you want to freshen up, that's fine. If you don't, we're all meeting in the library.
We can't leave this door unguarded.
Oh my god, I will.
Maximilian,
Okay.
think like a paladin. I told you to do this last night.
I
Why
already
can't I leave
forgot.
this door?
I'll go get another senior dance member to watch this door, so that you don't have to.
Thanks for the follow, Nizzy.
Thank you.
You can find another member of the dance somewhere in the halls for sure.
Yeah.
Not
I'll-
necessarily a senior member of the dance, but definitely a member of the dance.
Like a junior associate level.
Like an intern. Intern, you. You have an intern lanyard. I'm promoting you to guard. guard this door. I am the realtor now because I'm the responsible one. I'm gonna get 3 interns and have them on a rotating shift.
Okay.
There's a shapeshifter in there, and before we get anywhere near the door, I'll tell them there's a shapeshifter in there. So before you change shifts, make sure that the other person knows the secret code so that you know that they're not the shapeshifter. And the code is honeysuckle.
Do you bring them all back to the door to explain this process to them?
Far away from the door so that Lumiere can't listen in on the conversation, but then I'll bring them to the door.
Okay.
And then I point to John. This is your boss now.
3 kids, maybe no older than Maximilian, wearing short swords on their hips, are brought to this door by Maximilian, John. And he points to you and says that you're their boss now. After explaining to them that they have to guard this door in a rotation.
John swallows heavily, uneasily.
Okay, you could have literally done that at any point. You didn't need me to do that. Come on, we're late.
Sure.
You're pretty sure one of those kids doesn't even need to shave yet. And Max, you bring him back to the library where everybody else is?
Yes.
Okay.
I will take Theo's notes that Theo has been looking for and put it in front of John. Like, read up on your brother, or read up on.
I don't need to read up on my
notes.
brother.
If there's any notes you can provide in addition to what we already know, put it in.
John just shuts the notes. He knows what a werewolf is. You can spend all
I
day
don't see any
reading.
sprites running around. They're allies.
I've brought you all here today. Me, Maximilian. Discuss our werewolf problem.
Getting into the potions again, are we?
Theo looks up from his book on Elvish, gives Maximilian a, harrowing look, rolls his eyes, looks back down at his book on Elvish, and starts quietly pronouncing the same word over and over again.
But it's wrong. When I hear Theo doing that, I'll pronounce it to him in Elvish perfectly and ask him a question in Elvish, like a complicated one, to make sure that he can't respond back.
Maximilian, I know you're pronouncing the words wrong on purpose.
I just asked you how you're doing in Elvish. You should know that by now.
He grumbles under his breath and goes back to reading the book. What is everybody else doing when Maximilian declares that he's brought you all today to deal with the werewolf problem? And, what's the plan?
I swear, we're already trying to deal with the werewolf problem. I thought we were setting up to do a raid that would hit them once and for all.
I want to ask a mechanical question. If I bring them to 0 HP, they become unconscious, right?
Same as everything else.
If you do non-lethal damage, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they go unconscious. It's just whether or not they're dying or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping I could get either Mother Piosa or Edgar's aid in this, but now that we know their location, we don't actually have a head count of the number of people. I point at the minor nobles. Chances are those 10 won't be included in their numbers, being that they're from the upper echelons of society. They won't be caught dead in the sewer, but we don't actually have a number on who's going to be down there. But the familiars are more capable of getting in and out than we are. Unless you have any special talents, John, that we don't know about, that we haven't read in any of your reports.
You keep saying my reports. Do you have them?
Yeah.
Does he have them?
I do, because I brought out the werewolf ones.
Yeah.
Does he have my reports?
Well, Max, I mean, they would be.
I am asking you, Mark.
Yes, I am
does
telling
he
you.
have my reports?
I am telling you that all of the Dance's reports are kept in the library for access in order to research necessary information on the enemies of the Dance. They are public reports. They're public to the Dance.
Yes.
So, yes, Maximilian would be able to get access to your reports through Lucian. So, if he says that he spent time getting them, then he would. Then that's fine. They've been in the library for hours. Maximilian, the longest.
Mm-hmm.
So, he definitely would have had time to get your reports.
Sir, you have my reports.
In John's reports, how many werewolves took down his team?
40.
How many did it take? How many?
40.
40?
Double take.
Perhaps we
Well, we
best.
can't take down 40.
Considering the number of names in the ledger that you have, that's not necessarily surprising. Especially because just because they took the lycanthropy potion to become a werewolf doesn't mean they can't bite people to make more werewolves.
Okay, well, there goes that plan. Anybody want to go have tea?
No, Maximum, what was this plan?
Do you think I was
Well-
incompetent or something? Yeah, it was one werewolf, and he was wearing a dress. I don't know. But he had a big fucking knife.
It might be helpful to stage a battle in a bottleneck in the sewers at some point, rather than in a large open cavern.
Yeah,
battle
we'd
plan,
have to
but-
draw them out or secure their exits so that we have the upper hand. Is there any way we can block off the other paths to this part of the sewer and bottleneck them to one, and then we can
How
keep
do you
them on
suppose I'm
one
blocking
at a
off these
time?
paths? Because that might dictate if whether they'll be able to get through easily. And I feel like they would know the sewers more than us. We might not even have access to secret passageways that they may have constructed themselves.
That's why I was hoping I could find out their identities as human and track them as human to take them down one by one. Because we're not going to be able to take down 40 as a team.
No. 40 plus. And we can't
Yeah.
exactly cave in the entirety of the sewers system.
I talked about raising some minions to assist, to block off some of the passageways, and perhaps equipping
These
those.
passageways, they're built for a lot of water, right?
I mean, the city is up. The city is up on top of the cliff, so it would need to move wastewater out of the entire city to the cliffs to run
Would
off.
it be possible to flush them out?
Yeah, I was thinking, where's the wastewater facility? If we can block that off for an extended period of time and release it all at once, we could flush them out.
There's
And
also
Oh, not the
Monday.
waste, but the
Behind it.
intake. It's the intake, because the intake is going to go to the center of the city, I think. Isn't it right? I can't remember.
Which part of the city is their hideout?
It's in the dead center.
Dead center.
Yes.
I think it was near the market district, actually. I think it was somewhere...
Oh, okay.
Actually, was it somewhere around there? I think I told you. Now I can't recall exactly where I had said it was. You
How did they
had
know you're-
found the first dead body in the sewer somewhere around here, right? That was over a
Yes.
month ago. Not in game. In game, it was over a month ago. Not out of game. It was more than that.
I had a question, but I forgot it.
Sorry.
How did, when the attack on the dance teams happened, how did they know where you were?
I mean, they were the dance. If you remember back when all the injuries happened, the dance had led an offensive to hunt down werewolves with a number of teams, and that's when John's team was killed. Was during that, because all of the teams got overwhelmed.
I'd also invest in some mundane traps, like hunter's traps and ball bearings, things like that.
We may just have to kill them one at a time.
That's not going to work.
Yeah, they'll probably bite more people than every time we kill one.
What kind of potions can Amberglow supply us with that will make our odds better? Can we take something to resist whatever sort of damage they deal? Can we take something to make us harder to hit or to double our speed?
I do have a plan.
Purchase something
but
to throw at them to knock them unconscious or do some sort of poison?
I do have a plan. I don't think any of you are gonna like it.
When does that surprise me?
You've made some very good plans on your part in your past, Maximilian. I don't think you give yourself enough credit.
Okay, so as I recall, Theo took 3 werewolf potions, Archie took 1 werewolf potion, and I bought 1 from Lumiere. So we have enough werewolf potions for each of the 5 of us to take. And we can become immune. We can become immune to non-silvered, non-magical slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing damage, which is their werewolf claws.
As an aside, based on the research notes that you have from Theo and John's personal experience, if you take these lycanthropy potions and become lycanthropes, you either need to accept the curse, which will turn you into bloodthirsty. It will change who you are fundamentally as a person into an aggressive, bloodthirsty murderer who has no qualms about killing people to feed their own hunger in order to control the curse. And in that case, you will be able to transform into a werewolf at will. The other thing you can do is resist the curse after taking the potion, and then during the full moons, which there are 2 moons in Oregon, each time one of those moons is full, you lose all sense of self, all self-control, you transform against your will, and you have no idea what kind of evils you commit while in the form of a werewolf.
Yes.
But we'll be-
So as you're
but we can
describing
be
this plan,
human.
John just gets a blank look on his face and says, "Fuck you."
Alright,
I'm
I
gonna
think
get
that was
I'm gonna go get cleaned up.
It was a idea. It wasn't the main.
So how do they, when they're humanoids though, they're still immune?
John,
John has already started towards leaving the room.
So you're leaving the room. You ignore Archie as he calls out to
Yes.
you.
I have half a mind to.
We need you to help find a better plan.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
not a fan
but-
of this one either.
Do they stay immune
If you have
as
any ideas, we'd be
humanoids?
pleasant to hear it.
Oh, now you're interested in my ideas.
I asked.
Now you
You're
care
the
what
one
I
that
think.
hasn't offered.
We asked. No one has had an idea so far. We asked. This is brainstorming, John. There's
Now,
no need.
now you care what I think.
Yes.
don't know
Do you
what-
have something
yeah.
to share?
None of you have any idea, do you? You have no clue. None.
About what?
John is probably.
I'm not drinking that. I can tell you that much.
John is probably getting
We
pale
are on the same page.
and starting to sweat heavily, like where you can see it in his shirt.
Oh, so
You know
you want to bare your fangs, do you? You want to bare your fangs at us? You're only allies in this. You don't want me to bare my fangs, John.
I feel
Work
nothing.
together on this. You fear nothing?
I feel nothing.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm going to get a shower,
Bye.
and then
We
I'm
haven't
gonna
done
go check
any.
on,
we
and
haven't-
then I'm gonna go downstairs, and I'm gonna check on those kids. Yes, kids
What was your
that are
plan?
watching your father,
What was your plan?
because I don't think they know understand either.
You said you had a plan.
I've got to sort it all out. I'm gonna go get cleaned up.
Okay.
It's not a solo mission.
Once left, he's going to get cleaned up.
John goes to get cleaned up, leaving the three of you kind of staring at
I'm not.
his.
I'm not proud of this. I'm not proud of this. I'm very much not proud of this. Something stirred within me, and I almost wanted to lock my mandibles on his throat.
I'm surprised at you.
I've never felt that. Only with the Duke.
We can focus on the 10 minor dukes that minor lords that we know of.
They have. That's a good idea. They have a lot of power on the city. What are those kids he was talking about?
He wouldn't leave Lumiere behind unless there was somebody guarding him. But I don't know if that did any good since he doesn't trust them to guard him anyway. So I don't know why he asked me to get guards for Lumiere if he's gonna do it himself.
I don't know either.
Do this on our. He can't guard the door and take down the werewolves and.
I'm curious to hear what his plan is, but after that, I don't know. I have been. Perhaps we could work something out with.
Amberglow? I can send PO with
Amberglow,
a message.
yes. Either any sort of like sabotage, poisoning
Something
food.
that creates water, flood the
Go
place.
pick up a piece of parchment and start jotting some of the ideas there.
Flood the place definitely is the most interesting idea, and I think most effective, but also the most temporary. Water's probably going to flush them out, but little good that will do once they are flushed out. They'll just return back to where they came, unless we
To a specific trap that causes significant harm.
unless we. I mean, these are still people, and they probably didn't ask for this, so I don't want to poison, drown, or maim, or any sort of thing like that. There has to be some form
Cure
of
40.
cure for this. Sorry?
We can't cure. Well,
I've cured
Aren't-
10.
Aren't Theo and the Amberglows brewing the cure potions from the notes of the jeweler?
I don't think
I
that's
believe-
begun yet. Because
We could try and stall for
I
time
think
for them, but
we talked about it.
Oh,
It was
okay.
in our chat.
you're right, you
So,
had
we
talked
weren't-
about it. So the Amberglows, yes, the Amberglows are working on on trying to come up with a potion.
Maximilian, I'm following on your idea. If we can track down these nobles, these have notable names. Perhaps we can remove this curse from a few of them, and then
And
hopefully
if
have
they're
that standing.
allies, maybe they can
That
give
is-
us more names in the ledger.
we just need some sort of, cover, because we can't just go in saying, "Hey, we're the Danse Macabre. We're here to save the city." We can't do that. We have to say that
Tailor's
maybe
delivery
perhaps.
service, perhaps.
I like that, but perhaps perhaps some sort of enigmatic
Hey, Mark.
group.
Yes. Johnny, what's up?
I wrote in my backstory that Max was formerly a member of several gentlemen's clubs in the city.
Oh
Would I
boy.
be able to find, no, like actual gentlemen's clubs, gambling, drinking, that kind of thing?
Billiards.
Would I know if any of them are chapter members and which ones we could sneak into that they could be in?
Yeah.
Remember our last soiree into doing something like this?
Yeah,
It
you
didn't go
can
very well.
you can try doing some carousing. You know that at least one or two of these minor nobles probably hang out in one of those are probably members of one of those clubs, and you being a member of several of those clubs can probably find out which one by inquiring at those clubs.
I can't do it as me. I'll have to find a way to lie about asking who is in their chapters.
You can, yeah. Also, Maximilian, it might do you well to perhaps apologize to John. It was a.
Only if you do it with me.
I will, but you have to say it because the words came out. The idea came from your mouth, and he literally did have a traumatic experience with werewolves, seeing as though they eviscerated his entire party. I don't think you would be very amicable talking about werewolves when I had my guts splayed by them. I almost did, as a matter of fact.
That's
Almost
why I
did.
prefaced that with, I don't think you guys are gonna like it.
Yes,
I knew you
and
guys
there's a better
wouldn't
way,
like it.
and I'm not saying you're completely in the wrong. There's a better way he could have gone about it than saying just fuck you and then storming off. He could have said, I didn't appreciate that idea and I would like you to consider my experiences. But, we're not all civilized people here.
I'm the most civilized of all.
Yes, we know that, Max, and that's why you're going to apologize yourself. Come along now. We need that idea of his. Because right
Be
now
here
we're
for
very.
the sprites.
Let us know what you get, Locke. Thank you.
I'll write like a formal, not a formal, but like a letter
No.
of invitation into our room for like a social gathering, just for like us as a team, to see if he takes debate and wants
No.
to come see us.
I'm pushing him towards where he went to go post his guard duty. I'm not letting him do this.
Okay. Did John go to guard duty or?
No,
Yeah, he went to
John went to. So John, you guys spend some more time brainstorming and discussing this. You plan to wait for the pixies or not the pixies, the sprites to return with whatever potions they can gather. And John has gone and cleaned himself up, and by the time you kind of Maximilian starts penning this letter, and you have this conversation. John has gone down to the interrogation room to check on whichever of the young, impressionable members of the dance is currently guarding the door. John, when you arrive there, he is standing there dutifully, like shoulders back, chin high, trying to be as stoic and guard-like as possible.
I guess if he's standing there, I'm gonna kind of see what are his eyes doing, because just standing there doesn't do anything.
When he hears you approaching, his eyes kind of dart to the side to see you approach, and then he turns towards you and nods, and then he says, the code.
Whatever the other kid told me. I don't remember what Max told me, like me, the player, but John would actually care.
He said honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle. I wanted to say it was the butterscotch, but I was like, that's not right. Honeysuckle. I would tell him it's honeysuckle. Yes.
He he was obviously like starting to sweat a little bit, waiting for you to respond, and then like nods nervously. Yeah. Yes. That's right.
Okay. You got a short sword, yeah?
Yes,
Do you know
sir.
how to fight do you know how to fight indoors with one of these? They taught you things in the fencing class.
Yes.
That's fine. Do you really know how to fight with it?
A short sword is a stabbing weapon, mostly used in close quarters combat. It is specifically excellent at thrusting low towards the midsection.
You've got one free hand, right? If somebody comes up to you, grab a hold of their collar, pull them in close. And I'll pantomime a couple quick shots to the stomach, drag him to the floor. Like, brutally. Like, John is not fucking around. He is telling this kid how to vicariously murder the shit out of somebody.
He swallows and says, but proper form and control.
You're inside. You're not in a fighting rink. Fencing is fine. I'm sure the girl, Locke. I'm sure Locke is very good. But fighting in a textbook and really fighting is different.
He nods.
Can I come up right at this conversation?
Absolutely. You and Archie arrive as John is having this conversation with this nervous-looking, like, 17-year-old.
Really, John? Really?
He's right. Dead is dead, and you can tell everyone after he's died that you did it with proper form.
How old is this
and-
person?
He has a right to know.
He is like a couple years younger than Maximilian.
Yeah.
Oh, and Maximilian's
Only
like
2
what,
years.
17?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why John is concerned.
Maximilian, you left this very inexperienced young one to look after probably one of the most dangerous people in the city. Am I correct?
Let me ask you this, John. When you were guarding that door, were you more concerned about Lumiere getting out or somebody trying to get in?
I was more concerned about somebody trying to get in.
Okay. But yeah,
Maximilian,
Yes.
I think you still have a lot to learn about managing our resources here. Isn't this one of Lady Luck's proteges?
Yes.
He was telling me about fencing. He says Locke's pretty good.
Yes. Yes, she is.
And I was
I think-
trying to tell him that um sometimes things go pear-shaped.
As they do.
He, the father was instructing me in close quarters combat in small spaces like this one, and that sometimes you need to be more aggressive than precise.
Yeah.
That's rather good advice, yes. But
Whichever way gets the job done.
it's not that
I
easy,
failed,
I understand. It's whichever way is suitable for what the environment you're in.
Oh, who'd we lose?
Fun.
Bun. He's the important one. He was the one talking. So,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
hey, Bun, you back?
Yeah, sorry.
Right now I'm Groovy.
Okay, yeah. I redid my camera. I don't know what happened there. It wasn't even my internet disconnecting. It just disconnected me.
I'll add. I actually failed Lady Verdigris's class.
You did?
Yeah, I just never.
What
Really
did you?
showed up.
You started the novice, right?
For some
I
people,
went to the academy.
It's better to offset
I don't know why that surprises me.
pure fighting prowess with a little bit of magic.
We shouldn't overload. We are quite overloading this person with this.
No, well, we don't need to worry about him. He's got his head on straight. Let's go look at the library.
We came here for you, and you're very much easily coming back. I believe Maximilian has something to say to you, unless he's already said it in his own
Archie
Maximilian
and I
way.
are sorry,
Thanks.
and I'm sorry that I suggested knowing what I did, knowing that,
What you've been through.
knowing what I know about what your brother did.
It's okay.
But I still
Look.
would like your opinion because I don't know what your relationship is with your brother, so I don't know how you want this to turn out.
Well, let's head back to the library. We'll talk about it on the way.
Has anyone actually checked in on the cell?
John will bang on the door. Hey, Lumiere, you alright? You need anything?
You hear in your own voice, "No, I'm good. Thanks."
He's okay.
Right.
And I'm going to say to the kid, you understand why the guy inside's dangerous. Because the kid now understands that this guy's a really good shapeshifter. He's not just like, he's not a Maximilian shapeshifter. He can't just change what he looks like. He can change his voice. He can change his mannerisms.
Yeah, the kid's eyes are like wide when he hears your voice echo back from the other room.
If somebody comes to look for this guy, they're going to be even scarier than that. Fight like your life depends on it, because it might.
Or alternatively, just kill him. I don't say that out loud.
This kid is like a level 1 fighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like, live to fight another day, because we have had too many people rush bravely into and stupidly into scenarios that they cannot possibly survive, and we need every member we can have.
Exactly. He needs to fight like his life depends on it, because it might.
That can be interpreted many different ways.
When he's there,
Fighting
he'll
is-
know.
Just don't rush headfirst into a
Yeah,
regal-looking individual who has scattered people to the side.
Yeah, basically told the kid, "Don't be a dumbass." Effectively.
You could have just said that instead of.
No. I'm telling. Like Pat is saying this. Pat is telling
Yeah.
you, I don't know how to tell this kid like, "Don't be a dumbass." Aside from, don't be.
Just say, "Don't be a dumbass." That's the
Yeah.
best fucking advice you can give.
So, anyway,
Let's head back.
go.
Yes.
So you want to know about my brother, huh? You want to know what he's
It
really like?
would be helpful since since it seems that he is higher ranking in this sort of strange society.
I raised him since he's been 6.
I started tea.
He was just a normal kid, but he's fast, unbelievably fast. Look, dogs come in all different shapes, colors, breeds. Yeah.
Yes. I'm assuming bloodhound,
Well-
greyhound sort of thing going on.
Well, he's the biggest. He's the fastest. I think you understand what I'm saying. He's different.
What's your brother's name?
It's Ollie. Look, I'm just trying to keep you guys alive. I'm trying to keep this kid. He kind of motions back towards the door. Alive. I don't want to think anymore.
I know you have good intentions, but there are better ways to go about this.
There are better ways, but there are no fast ways. I think we kind of have to go after my brother.
I'm not talking about your brother here. I'm talking about you.
What's there to talk about?
There's
We're washed up.
There's a lot of hostility that I'm feeling, and there's no way of me tiptoeing around it, but you can't just leave everything at a moment's notice. You can't just pivot on your emotions and then apologize, and then it's all good.
What do you want from me, Archie? I tried to apologize to you last night. You told me you don't care what I think.
I don't think I was myself in the right mind, especially since I was quite busy. But I have to admit, you went about it in a very backwards manner. I wasn't too sure if it was an apology or if it was something else entirely. But that could just be me.
Does it fucking matter?
And
I swallowed all that pride.
it's not about swallowing pride. It's
Really? It's not about swallowing pride?
about
My
working
team
together
is-
as a team. It's about working
My team is
together as a
gone. My
team
team
because-
is gone.
Yes, and you're stuck with us.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
And I don't want to be stuck with you. So let me be
No.
more happy
No,
that
no,
I'm
no.
working with you.
No, that's
Please.
exactly what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid you're stuck with me.
What?
And I'm afraid I'm going to fail just like last time.
Well, we're all stuck
And we
with
can't
each
afford it.
other. What will happen if we kill your brother?
I don't know.
I've already got a hangover headache. I don't need another one from everyone else.
At this moment, and
We're probably walking into the library. I'm
yeah,
assuming.
you guys are in the library, and a
Summoned Angelica to come see the sprites come back because she thought Angelica would be interested in Theo's
Oh
apparent
yeah, that's
studying
cool.
Elvish.
absolutely.
So Angelica's holding the platter of pastries,
Uh,
and Lark has one exceptionally beautiful
S-
pastry
just-
set aside
just
on an
swarmed by
exceptionally
pixie.
pretty plate.
I will let you know when you summoned the woodland beings, you had to go. You probably would have had to go outside into the outside of the building to do it.
Okay, so she'll return to that spot for them
Yeah.
to come back.
The pixies can fly into the building, but you couldn't summon them directly into the dance.
Oh shit. Is it
Okay.
oh yeah, it's teleportation. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's a
Um,
good point.
So she'll wait in
Oh.
the garden for them with
Okay.
Angelica at the agreed upon meeting spot.
Sure.
And the pastries as promised.
Angelica is holding the pastries, and she's out there with you, and she turns to you while she's holding them. She's got like the platter in one hand, and the pastries are on it. And every once in a while, you see her like pick at one of the pastries and like sneak it while she's holding the platter. And she's kind of like, Chris, thank you so much, dude. You are awesome. He kind of she kind of nibbles. I think you're muted. Oh, there you are. Yeah, Ack. We love you. She nibbles on one of the pastries, or she's got like a little nibble of pastry in her fingers, and she nibbles it, and she turns to you and says, "Are these winter fairies?"
Winter, these sprites.
Are winter?
They're quite mischievous.
Are the winter fae more dangerous than summer?
They are dangerous. Like the undead. But with minds of their own more so.
Across the fabric of Oridon, you feel a disturbance in the force.
Do the fae prefer fairies, or do they prefer something different?
Yourself, if you can speak with them. They do speak common.
Do they all speak common? I know that the language of the Feywilds is Sylvan.
If you want to practice your Sylvan, I'm sure they would be most pleased. I don't think that all of them speak common, but the ones that have come to help us today certainly do.
Huh. Are there undead in the Feywild?
I haven't met any, but why don't you ask our visitors?
Oh, I most certainly will. I'm very curious. Do the Fey, what happens to fairies when they die?
Well, if they die while I've conjured them to aid, they simply return to the Feywild. That's the nature of this particular spell, you see. I'm not sure what happens if while they're in the Feywild. I haven't spent enough time there, and I don't really fancy to do that. It doesn't really serve the dance's aims. But I wouldn't like to conjure them just to be simply slaughtered as allies. That wouldn't be a very kindly thing to do. But they give their aid. They consent to give their aid. And I think the sprites today find this a great mischievous adventure.
The, speaking of, as you're standing there, a potion appears out of thin air onto the platter, next to the pastries, kind of throwing, Angelica's balance off for a second, and she has to grab the tray with the other hand to keep it centered, because the pixie, while the pixie's carrying it, the potion is invisible, and so it puts it down on the tray and it becomes visible again, but the sprite does not become visible once more. You can hear the wings flapping like the wings of a hummingbird. And as it flits around, you can feel like an icy chill coming off of it in small places as it flies around. When the chill passes by you, Piosa lifts his head and like looks around, trying to find the sprite as it moves through the air. Oh. Hello, sprite.
Lark will say, "Very well done," and she'll take the potion and set it on the patio table. So she'll start to collect them in that area.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to show yourself, my companion would very much like to see your beauty. Thank you for your hard work today. You can help yourself to a pastry.
The pixie turns, or not the pixie, the sprite turns visible again, picking up a pastry and like starts taking bites out of it that are far bigger than you would expect from such a tiny creature, devouring it rapidly in front of you, leaving like a shower of crumbs to fall upon the ground in the back garden. And hello. I would very much like to talk to you, Angelica says to the pixie and or the sprite. The sprite lands on her hand as she reaches out with it, and it kind of does like a superhero pose, like a legs spread, shoulder width apart, with its hands on its hips, kind of displaying its chest broadly, like it is something impressive to be admired. And Angelica kind of walks off with it, having a little conversation in whispers. Yeah, they seem to be speaking pleasantly. Other sprites begin to return, and you've collected 5 potions by the time they've all come back. A few come back empty-handed and kind of stomp around upsetly, stomping their feet with their arms crossed, like cursing in Sylvan, because they weren't able to find a potion. And one of them kicks one of the potions off the table, and it shatters on the garden floor.
Oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. We're going to have to clean that up very carefully. And Lark will prestidigitation clean it up because
when you say that,
soiled thing.
When you say that, it turns to you and places its hands on its hips and kind of leans forward and is like muttering in Sylvan, like.
We still have a pastry for your hard work, but the one of you that brought 2, you get the special pastry.
That one grabs that pastry greedily and like flies up and spins with it, and it's like holding it over its head in like a championing way, spinning around. And the 2 that the couple that didn't bring any potion at all, as they're stomping around, when you say they can have a pastry anyway, they like stop stomping around and like grab pastries and fly off in different directions.
Hell yeah.
And Piosa's gonna like take whoever's finished their pastries and play little chase games around the garden until their time is up. Because Piosa has missed doing that tremendously.
You suddenly hear Angelica saying, "Ow! Stop! Ow! What do you do? No! Ow!"
Oh dear. Are you all right, Angelica?
The sprite that she was talking to has started attacking her, and she is like, it's not wholeheartedly attacking her, but like it has its it's drawn its longsword and is like attacking her with its longsword, and angrily attacking her with its longsword, continuing to slash at her, and she's like, "Stop, please! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to."
Seems to be the matter here.
You told me I could ask him questions, and I was asking, and suddenly he got very cross towards me, and, well, Ow! Stop! Ow! And the sprite turns to you and starts to complain very fast in Sylvan. Just like a string of like a string of angry complaints. Do you speak Sylvan, Lark? Is that one of the... You do? Okay. He starts saying...
necessary for the patron.
He starts saying... She was asking us what would happen if I died in the Feywild. She wants to kill me. I think she wants to eat me. I don't want anything to do with this girl. Why is she coming after me? Why is she asking me all kinds of questions about my death?
She's simply very curious.
That's very impolite. I can't believe she would... Why would you ever let her near us?
Certainly does not want to kill you. I can assure you.
He turns and eyes her. And he flies up, like, right in her face. And folds his arms across himself. He still has his sword, like, dangling in one hand as he does so, and says in common, "You want to eat me." I don't want to eat you. And this argument goes on back and forth for a few minutes, as Angelica is like, "I just wanted to know if there were undead in the Feywild, or if fairies die or not. I don't want you to die." See? She admits it!
She's simply very curious about the undead. It's quite a plague here in Ravenreach, so she wonders if that plague extends to the Feywild.
Well, I wouldn't call it a plague, exactly, Angelica says.
Oh boy. They're about to turn on you now. No.
I just wanted to know if the magic that creates undead would work the same way here and in the Feywild at the same time.
That's enough questions for one day. You can help yourself to another pastry for being such a helpful teacher today, sprite friend.
The sprite turns raspberries at Lark and displays a rude gesture with the sword hand and flies over to the pastry to continue eating. And yeah.
An apologetic bow.
They eventually all pop back into the Feywild, leaving you with these 5 potions and Angelica. Yeah. You can bring them...
cleaned up.
Yeah. What are you doing with the potions?
The smashed one, she's got in a mage hand, like collecting the glass, so that's leaving. And she'll bring the potions to Bia's office, so Bia can do what she wants with them.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Angelica. I trust this lesson has been interesting for you.
She has, like, tiny paper cut, like, slashes all over her hands. And she
perhaps Maximilian can patch you up a little bit.
And the two of you return to the library, where John is telling Archie and Maximilian about his brother's... the differences that his brother displays as a werewolf.
Are there more like your brother?
4 left.
What did you say, Johnny?
There's more like your brother.
I sure as hell hope not. He's not going to come willingly. I don't think we can fix him.
Have you ever heard of any sort of werewolf attack before your brothers? I assume.
8 weeks ago, I was a blacksmith turned priest.
I feel if yours is the first case, then, well, probably the strongest case, then your brother might very well be what his...
I don't know if he was the first case.
Establishes. Well, still, nevertheless, the fastest and strongest you've seen may put him at some sort of alpha state.
He... 'Cause It's queer almost. He cuts himself.
Before or after?
It's just covered in blood.
Nothing like that is in anything that Theo has researched
right.
on werewolves.
Talents
That
of your brother
seems-
before he turned? Or
He was just a 16-year-old kid. He grew up without any he grew up with me as his only parent. Me and my sisters. I mean, he ran around the church as a kid. I mean, you can only do so much. I was 18 at the time. I had to keep Jilly and Kiara. And had Colin helping, but 2 kids. I'm Colin been 20 maybe, 21 maybe.
Do you have anything that Ollie used to own?
No. Anything I would have had, it's burned up.
Archie, is there any chance you could scry on him?
There's a chance.
Let me. I'm gonna explain something else, real quick.
Okay.
But I'm just kind of making sure I get the information correct before I spout it off.
You're good.
When it's in his report, but when there was one moment in the fight with your brother where when he was attacking, his claws seemed to coat in darkness, and when he had seriously hurt one of your companions and they tried to run, but there was a bloody brand of some kind that had formed upon their forehead after your brother had clawed him, and your brother was able to hunt them down during the battle. You and the rest of the party chase after your brother, while your brother relentlessly pursued this member until they were cornered. You'd never seen anything like that happen with a werewolf before. It was something more.
Boy's not right. I'll explain that to the best of my ability to them. But
When
Do you think
you're
there's any chance of removing the curse from him? Or do you think there's any no hope?
doesn't matter. Can you fix that?
Can to restore him. But if the choice comes between your brother and Ravenreach, I always have to choose Ravenreach.
Me too. Me too. John just looks so immeasurably miserable. Dark circles underneath his eyes. He still smells of alcohol even after
Your
cleaning
shadow.
up.
Showering is a thing here. We have indoor plumbing.
I don't know what to do with him. Even if he's not a violent psychopath anymore. How do
That's
I
when we come to it.
how do I explain this to all the people he's killed, the families of the people he's killed?
We can only take things one step at a time, one day at a time.
Yeah, first step
Yeah.
is to capture him.
Eventually, we will reveal the true machinations of this god-awful Duke, excuse of a Duke, to the public. I
Yeah,
don't
fuck
know
you.
what will happen, but
Yeah, fuck you, Nathaniel.
yeah. My sentiments exactly.
I would drink to that if I had my sherry.
We drank
Oh.
it all,
Such a good
sadly.
idea.
Hang
It
on.
was a very terrible
John
idea.
starts rooting around in his pack. About enough for everybody. And he just starts handing
Is this
bottles
what they
out.
call, is this what they call the hair of the dog or something? It's very fitting.
Team bonding, certainly.
Something we
Cheers.
need.
Theo looks up as a bottle is
up?
passed to him, and he kind of looks at it, and he's like, "No, thank you, Maximilian. I don't drink. Oh, you're not Maximilian." He passes it back. Did you say? Did you say 40 werewolves? 40?
40.
We only have to kill one.
I don't think these work like
Normal. And then they
I
just
know.
assign a new alpha.
No. You're thinking of vampires, Maximilian.
Sadly, it does not work like that. If only we'd taken care of this sooner,
wait a minute.
instead of
Wait a
getting
minute,
captured
wait a
over and
minute,
over
wait a minute,
again.
wait a minute. Hey, you remember what happened in a couple of those real little towns right after Nathaniel took power?
What are you
Macabre
referring
reader.
to?
He poisoned the well in that one small town, right? That I'm like not crossing the streams here, right?
No.
I don't remember if this was in a different game I played with a vampire or not.
I think you're.
If
I think
so,
this is a different
if
game
so-
that you're
Okay.
played with a
Nathaniel
vampire.
never
Okay.
like moved.
Okay,
Nathaniel
never
has
mind.
never moved outside of Raven's reach.
Yes.
Okay,
He's
never
got a bit
mind
of a
then.
stranglehold on this place, and he does not want to let go.
In the last
for-
game I played in order to consolidate power, the vampire poisoned all the small towns, so the people had to come into the town where he was at because they were easy targets at that point. So I don't know that John would. Well, John has 12 intelligence. He might be able to come up with something like that.
But you know that they were putting the werewolf poison in the water in the sewer for a little bit, right? So maybe you're putting that together with.
Sure. Well, what if we did the reverse?
with the
You
cure.
gonna- You can go with the Amberglows.
Would that
They're gonna
greatly
need a while.
increase
We
the
need
cost?
something.
And the time. Shall I send Piosa and we can converse with them that way?
Uh,
I
It
think they're
doesn't
already
matter.
working on something. They'll let us know if they
if
find
they're working,
something.
if they're working on something, it doesn't matter. Uh,
We can choose a delivery method that's appropriate, and if that's the most appropriate. How many days did the Emberglows tell us they would need to produce the cure potion?
So they gave us one.
Yeah, they had to develop it. So I will make some research rolls for them and figure out how long it's going to take. But
We need something now. We need something.
Wasn't that formula in the book from the jeweler?
yes, so that was oh god,
That was a lot of sessions ago.
it was that in terms of game time was 25 days ago, so over 3 weeks ago. So I will make 3 research rolls for them and let you know what the results are. Okay, that's 2 successes and a failure. They will have you will have to contact them, and I will let you know what they have, what information you can get from them. If you go to the Emberglows or contact them. You as you're wondering about that and having this conversation, a servant brings you a letter, Lark, from just signed your mutual friend, or to our mutual friend, is what the letter is signed. It's addressed to you, and you can recognize the handwriting as Skola's.
Probably the seal and the wax as well
Yes.
from the playhouse.
Um,
Excuse me a moment, I'll take a peek at this.
okay. This is a letter. Well, there's 2 letters in this envelope. One is to you, and the other is also sealed, and in a crude handwriting, it says that in like a very crude handwriting, it says to AO.
Oh, to Angus. Interesting.
I need to look at our notes. I know that Angus sent a letter with you that you sent to the Whiskered Mistress, correct?
It's in our dance note.
What's that? It's in the dance notes, right? I have that letter. Was there something else you had wanted to ask Skola about besides the letter for Angus?
Not in particular,
Okay.
because the letter was just left at the front desk.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, that was requesting intel on Castle Cora. And that was a while ago, and you got that information.
And her servant came and had a nice little breakfast.
Yes, she did.
2 breakfasts, I guess, to be more accurate.
Yep. Okay.
Shame the servant didn't stay, and we could have had a nice snack for her.
It says, I was able to contact the vessel, and the member upon there that your letter was addressed to, and they desire to return this letter to your friend should you see him again. I have not read it, and I believe it is of a personal nature. If there's anything that we can do to help, we would like to, but I will tell you that things have become dangerous for my people, more so than they were before you helped us. I trust that you and yours are making headway in this area for the betterment of the city. When a ship is sinking, the first ones to abandon it are my kind. I fear that that will soon be Ravenreach, and that we will find our way out of the city as the theater decides to take its shows to other venues. Other rats are beginning to swarm.
Dear.
Um,
Oh dear. Lark will hand the letter over so other folks can take a peek at it if they so choose, and say, it's like our allies may be mobile shortly. We may have fewer friendly folks to count on here in Ravenreach.
Did you ask Skola to look into any of the other things that Angus had spoke about besides the spider silk or the Feywild orb? Or no?
Honestly, I can't remember offhand.
Yeah, I couldn't remember either. That's why I didn't want to include it if that didn't happen. So
I thought that, like, I thought it was just the spider silk and the orb that Angus had requested from us.
okay, Angus is in
But
chat.
I'm
He can
maybe
probably
incorrect.
confirm that.
Yeah, he thinks he didn't mention anything else.
Okay, good. All right, then I was not mistaken. And I believe that Angus dropped that sending into the chat that we'll have to deal with at some point, but right. Thank you, David. So Lark passes around this letter. John, I don't think that you were aware of anything about the Playhouse or Skola or the alley rats in any way, shape, or form. So this letter
Nope.
means very little to you.
Nope.
Okay.
Lark has mentioned that they're allies who may be
Yeah.
fleeing the city. Less friendly faces. I can compose
Maybe-
a reply and send Piosa.
Maybe we should ask what they need to not leave the city. And then go do that instead. I suspect they're probably having the same problems we are.
Probably. I should like to find out how much time we have to play with the Amber Glow potion crafting, and perhaps we can spend the interim dealing with some problems for our allies.
Do
Very
you want to
sensible,
go pick a
John.
fight or no?
Might as well.
I'll go get my shit ready.
So Lark will send Piosa first to the Amberglows and have a nice
Hey.
conversation.
Wait, come back here. I'm gonna yell at Piosa.
At Piosa? Piosa
Yeah.
kind of
His
like,
head up.
yeah. Piosa stops and looks at you like, the fuck did you just say?
What did you say to me?
Can you come here, little one? John will hold his hand out.
First mistake.
How would Piosa respond to that?
First mistake.
He kind of like looks. He's not sure. He's kind of glancing, and he'll do a couple like fancy barrel rolls around your arm before tentatively taking.
Do you take this little guy into a fight with you?
Piosa, like, lifts his head high and shows his, like, breast, like, making his wings as wide as possible to make himself look huge. Which is still tiny.
Couldn't keep him away, quite frankly. Piosa
Mark.
will nod in agreement.
Now that Piosa is sitting on my hand, is there... I'm going to send you a message in Discord.
Okay. I'm going to read your message in Discord. Make a perception check.
Okay. How cooperative is Piosa being when I'm looking at Piosa?
John's like giving Piosa this really intense look over.
Piosa's cautious. You just questioned his battle prowess, so he's not super impressed with that.
Give me your perception roll.
I'm trying to find my effing skills. There we go.
You kind of give Piosa a once over, especially like paying attention to the eyes. What color are Piosa's eyes?
Blue.
Okay. Piosa kind of tilts his head and looks back at you like, what are you looking at? But there's nothing that you would be able to infer from your examination of the creature.
Look, little fella, you need something to keep you safe. If we're gonna drag you into a real fight. Have you ever tried to get armor for this thing?
He would like such a thing.
Here, hold on. I'll kind of let Piosa hover.
Show off his flying skills.
I'll pull out like a small little tape measure. I don't know.
Archie, John begins to measure Piosa like he's fitting him for something.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I was not aware that you had some sort of craft about you, John.
Yeah, and I'd like to just live the rest of my life as Mr. Anders' son, but unfortunately, I'm good with a hammer.
I think you
Go
might
on
want to
in.
get affiliated with Maximilian, then you might be in good work with him.
John, are you wearing
Is that
anything shiny?
I'm pretty sure, it being that I'm a cleric in plate, like actual plate, you would probably see like the breastplate and the like a vicar's collar. Vicar's collar,
Yeah.
kind of pokes up through it.
Are you wearing any kind of jewelry?
The only thing he would wear is an amulet
Okay.
for Thorbiton.
All right.
Because, I mean, do not Google this. Any of y'all ever seen a degloving accident? You know exactly what I
Yes.
mean if I bring it up.
Piosa is like, do you have like a jeweled hammer of Thormodin, or is it more plain?
I assumed it would be plain.
Okay.
You know, just like because I probably made it myself.
Sure. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Piosa's looking for shiny things to steal off of your person while you are measuring him with your tiny tape measure.
Fortunately, your rivets are all too firmly in place on your plate mail. He can't pry them up with his little mouth.
Giving
So-
Piosa the once over. This won't take much material. Any spare helmets or anything? Like I could probably turn a single helmet into a test out armor for this little guy.
Yeah, you could get those out of the quartermaster's room. I'm sure they have extra. If my interruption is necessary for in character, Theo would probably offhandedly tell you this while he's reading his book on Elvish.
Is that something you're interested in?
Piosa will bombard your mind with a bunch of images of like shiny, sparkly things. He's happy.
I'm more considered with utilitarianism right now.
He adds even more sparkles, mental images.
Like golden
Flashing at
jeweled armor.
Yes,
Actually, wait a minute.
made out of a chainmail made of earrings.
John will root into his pocket, pull out a single gold piece. Like
Piosa will
this.
Snatch it happily.
I'm holding it. Like this kind of gold.
Yeah, Piosa's like, yeah, he's like eyeing
His
it.
eyes follow it. His head follows it. Wherever it goes, his head goes.
Yeah, I can probably make something like that work. It's just an inlay. It's not that hard.
He chirps happily, and then takes off for the amber glow.
Here, you keep track of this. I want it back though. Whenever I start work, I need this.
He snatches it, and he'll tuck it in his hoard, his temporary hoard in here, before he goes to the amber. He's abandoned the main hoard.
Yeah, he's had to. It's over at Norlov Manor. Maybe he's been slowly at night transporting one piece at a time over to Tyminster Court.
John knows how magic works, yeah?
I mean, yeah, he's an art. That's the kind of cleric you are, isn't it?
Yes. I asked you that question, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my question is now with an insight type check.
Yeah, give me a check. I guess an Arcana check would be fine.
Arcana or insight, I don't know.
Yeah, Arcana.
22. Or is this an extension of Lark's soul?
No, it is a fey spirit in the form of a pseudo-dragon.
Okay.
And so, in theory, if the pseudo-dragon is if Piosa's spirit is a winter fey spirit, then Mab would at the very least be able to communicate with Piosa at will. Maybe not necessarily spy through Piosa, but be in communication with it whenever she so desires.
Okay.
That's kind
Sorry.
of what you would expect.
Yep. Okay.
Piosa flies to the amber glows. The shop is open. Mr. Amberglow is busy about like dusting the various potion bottles on all the shelves. He moves deftly for a older retired soldier as he does so. And he steps down off of his step stool, and the halfling turns to see the pseudo dragon land upon the countertop and kind of peer down into the glass case at the various trinkets that are below, wondering how he could get to them, and rubbing his foreclaws together curiously in the process. Hey, Lundy, thanks for raiding with a party of 12. Holy crap. Thanks, dude.
Wow, that's a lot.
Lundy,
Welcome,
Party of 12?
raiders.
Lundy, party of 12.
Yes. Right this way. We can seat you right here in our chat. We're happy to have you.
If first tickets to soap opera.
We welcome you. We welcome your follows. Please come join us as we continue with our story here in the shadowed halls of Ravenreach. Piosa lands, as I said. He is exploring and examining what's in the case when Mr. Amberglow turns and sees the tiny creature. Oh, hello. You're curious?
The voice of the footman form she used to visit the Amberglows a few sessions back is the one that will issue forth from the pseudo-dragon. And he'll say, just checking up on the Dance's orders. Wondering how your special potion project is progressing, and if you have any timelines available.
Well, I see. You're familiar.
Yes.
Well, I've worked out how to reverse the ingredients to make something that would heal the lycanthropy. It seems that a potion that acts similarly to the remove curse spell would work just fine. It's going to take me some time to brew a proper batch, but I have worked out the ingredients and begun to gather them. And he gets out a pad and some charcoal and begins to work out numbers on it as he's sitting there. Just a moment. Let me look this over.
So Lark will relay all this information so far to the team.
Give me a moment. I will tell you how long it will take to make what amount of potions.
40 persons worth. Yes?
40. Oh.
Is that what the team wants?
Do they have to be ingested?
Yes.
Oh, they must be ingested. How many do we want?
I don't think.
I don't know. We don't have a plan. Are we going to put this in their water supply? Ask if it can be.
Can it be diluted?
Diluted.
We want to inverse that. We want it concentrated so that it can be diluted.
Oh, yes.
Out of
Right.
character.
Is this a formula that can be diluted?
Are you saying you want to pour it into the water supply? Is that your plan?
That would be lovely.
Gotcha.
Impossible, but lovely.
That's me asking as a DM.
Or, a keg of whiskey or beer.
That might be more difficult to do than a straightforward potion.
Well,
Yeah,
if anyone can do it, it's you.
We want to inverse poison the water hole.
Yeah. Counter poison.
Okay.
Because you have to have water to drink, right? So
life needs things to live, as a once famous man once said.
Max, I don't have enough materials to work on your stuff. It's just the truth. I mean, if you can get me materials, I can take a look.
I should have some spare helmets.
You have a lot of clothing you can spare, Maximilian.
I'll give you something that's out of fashion.
Oh goodness.
You can
gracious.
just hear. You can literally just hear John muttering, "Fucking buttons."
I'm doing actual calculations while he is doing calculations.
um,
Oh dear.
So
You know you've done fucked up when you have to make the DM calculate things.
how many potions are you asking for?
Hypothetically 40, but then also if they have to be ingested, maybe 20. Does that sound good, team?
Yes.
you figure if let's say worst case, right? There's 40 of them, right?
Bia coffers
Um,
aren't
That's
infinite.
going to be
so
best
we have to-
case, since some of them can. Since 40 is.
Right, but you might as well figure we're gonna have to kill at least half of them.
Yes, I know.
Or you folks can remove curse as well.
Well, that's the
Aim
hope.
for a couple.
I can do that amount.
But we
number of
also have to
times.
try to stay alive.
I can do that 5 times before I need to take an hour of my time to rest.
I can do it
And then I
4.
get-
But that's if you don't want any support.
You can always bind them and drag them back, or bind them and rest in
Yes.
a private sanctum.
It
I
is
was
a very quick
thinking-
spell. It only takes a simple touch.
And
A
if I
simple-
have enough of the potions, I can cast a higher level
Holy
command
shit!
and command them to
Uh,
drink.
I can cast a spell through Mother.
Helpful.
Okay.
I can send Mother
Ah.
in and stay within 100 feet, and then just have her cast it on some people.
I'm
While they sleep.
going to use the spell scroll crafting rules that I use because it's essentially the same thing for potions, which means that for a remove curse potion, it will take 1 week per potion to brew.
Oh.
I don't have that kind of time.
And the potions will be expensive.
Probably 800 to 1,000 gold each.
Yes.
This seems like a Bia call, not a team call.
This
No.
is a no-brainer call. We don't have that kind of time. We don't have 3 days to solve this problem.
Well, you have how many weeks until the full moon? About roughly 3.
2.5 now.
Yeah.
That's 3 potions. Huzzah.
And that's also assuming.
Man,
That's also assuming none of us get bit.
we have ways around that.
We should have some around just in case we do get bit.
We have a contingency for binding, but I think our best.
I don't think we have a choice at this point. I think we have to
Keep
kill
brewing
him.
what you're brewing, and we'll let you know when to stop. I'll see through the familiar.
Okay.
Because I
We
suspect
have
they
to.
might come in handy, but we have to act sooner. And we have to act without it. I suspect.
Let's see. It is Hexen the 33rd for you guys, which means the full moon is... the month ends on the 36th, so that's 3 days away, and then the next full moon is the 19th of the following month.
So we have almost exactly 21 days. This
I
isn't
don't
a
think
choice.
waiting for the
I know
potions is going to speed things up for us. I think we should act sooner.
Yes, I think... I know you say we have to kill him, but
More than just
I
him.
was able to... I can scry upon him, find his location, we can hit hard, hit fast, try and find a time where he's alone, but I doubt he will be. But if there is a way that I can spare him, if there is any way, I will try. You can have my word on that. I will try. Because he's just like me.
Piosa
Frankly-
will bob
And-
thanks and take up the paper that Mr. Amberglow was writing and head back to the manor, to the Time Minister Court. Many
Frank-
thanks for your hard work. So,
Frankly,
Piosa's-
Archie, he's nothing like you. I wouldn't insult yourself like that.
I should say was. I should say was. I won't lecture you on the details. Let's just say I could have been very much like your brother in his predicament right now.
This is bullshit.
Max's wall. Is there anyone on this wall that any of us recognize? Is there someone here we could save today using one of your spells?
Oh, look, my brother. I've known
One
that
of-
guy his entire life.
True,
I-
but a little harder to get.
I mean,
to.
Archie might know. Archie did a lot of Archie did a few commissions.
Yeah, like I said, Maximilian can probably find out which gentleman club these men frequent or women frequent. Also, their homes would be on public record and are probably where some of the sprites stole potions from. And Archie has done commissions for some of these people, so he could absolutely take you to one of their homes. So you, out of these 10 or so nobles that you have on Maximilian's board, you can probably find a way to get to any one of them.
The Amberglows make the non-detection things that the Danse commissioned, or have a timeline for that? I think we mentioned something like that in our pre-planning.
Yeah.
How long ago did you request those?
I suppose yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, just need a timeline.
For how long it would take to make non-detection?
There's amulets of non-detection, I think is what they're called,
Yeah.
or something of that vein. They can be rings.
If Bia taught me the spell, I could probably try and make one.
You probably could. They're uncommon, so...
But yeah, seriously, like I could. I'm
Yeah.
not that great with metal, but I could try.
Well, John can help you with making them.
Yes.
That's true.
They don't have to be pretty, they just have to be functional.
They can be a headband of proof against detection.
Sash.
A sash.
Of proof
Scarf.
against detection.
On a more light note,
It takes, to make one as an uncommon item, it would take 3 weeks.
Oh shit.
You would need to, actually, to get the initial design down, it would take a single check, which would take 1 work week, and then to make them, it would take 2 work weeks per item. But if John and Archie are working on them together, with John crafting the metalworking and Archie doing the actual magical incantation of non-detection, it would essentially take you 1 week per necklace. 1 week per necklace to make it.
We should start barking down that tree.
Okay. So it'll take 1 week of research to get the formula, and then after that, 1 week of work per necklace, as long as John and Archie are working on them together.
And we just put it on the people who the Duke has seen. We only need how many? Who did the Duke see? It was Theo
and
Archie.
Everyone but Lark.
Everyone but Lark.
Now.
Actually, for an increased cost, since you already asked the Amberglows to start working on this, you can buy the recipe off of them instead of learning it. And then
should we still go with the potions if that's going to take way too long to get enough?
There's 2 Amberglows that make things, right? So
yes, the wife is the wife crafts magical items. The husband crafts potions.
Definitely, I think we should buy the recipe. Yeah,
we should buy the recipe, and we should ask them if they can work on necklaces while we're working on necklaces at the same time. Because if Archie and I can pound one out in a week,
by the time they make 1, you guys will make 2.
2, yes. So in 2 weeks,
you'll have 3.
Yes,
perfect.
Okay, I will get you.
If we keep trucking on that, we could have 5 by the time the full moon comes.
Right. I will get you the cost for the recipe, the cost for each necklace, and the cost for crafting the ones that you're not purchasing. I will get you all of that information, and I will put it into your notes on the Discord. Fair. Okay?
I don't think it would be a hard sell to explain to Lady B why this would be very useful.
Don't think it would be a hard sell at all.
No.
I think Lark and Max, in the meantime, can work on Max's Gentleman Club infiltration plan, and then bring one of you folks who can cure things once we scope out an appropriate area.
Yeah.
To come help.
Also, we need the materials for the non-detection cost, because to cast a spell, we need those materials. What is it? Is it a diamond? What is it?
The cost for non-detection is astronomically
25 gold
high.
Pieces. 25 gold.
So you're looking at.
Yeah, I would not want to make Lady B pay that much every time we need one to go out.
We only need to cast it once a day, effectively.
Yeah.
Cost of lives.
Yeah, I mean
the spell non-detection costs
Pinch
25.
Dust.
Yeah. So for each, I will tell you that one of the components for crafting the necklaces will be casting non-detection into the necklace. So you will need the spell and the component for that spell in addition to the cost to make the necklace. Anyway, I will get you all of that information in the chat.
I'm gonna if we do go with this, I'm gonna be having a fucking, what is it? Medallion of Thoughts, ring of mind shielding, and it's just like, no one can see me, no one can see me, no one scribe on me, no one talk to me angry.
In any event, Archie needs to get going, and we're down Theo.
No. Well, I got another.
How long?
20 minutes.
Okay.
20 minutes.
So then, why don't we do some favorite moments tonight? We'll wrap it up with you guys deciding to get the necklaces of non-detection and realizing that the potions of lycanthropy may be far too expensive, both in time and money, to produce the curing potions. At least at the scale that you need to.
We'll try. I think we're just set on that we're going to try and hit hard on the brother.
Okay.
Who seems to probably be the lead in operations. So we'll try. I think we'll probably try and get some sort of battle plan ready, so we're ready next session for something like that. Maybe.
Yes, that was my expectation. And I know that you guys want to follow. I know you guys want to follow up on the nobility that are the gentlemen's clubs, and perhaps those that some of you may know. Lark, you may know some of them from your fencing training. And so what I will do is I will get you guys the information on making the necklaces and a list of
NPCs.
a list of the NPCs that are
Ooh.
on that board and where you can find out more information, like who knows them and from where, so that you can follow up on those next
Okay.
time as you
How
move
many would
forward with your
Archie know?
plans. What's that?
How many would Archie know?
Yes, exactly.
'Cause
I'm
there's
going to
10.
give you all of that information.
Okay.
I will give you a spreadsheet. Okay.
Here's
Um,
another Here's another fun question. So the streets of Ravenreach aren't safe. But what about the skies?
Vampires
Not
fly.
safe. Vampires fly.
No. Vampires can't fly in the sun.
Oh, right.
I can fly for 4 hours a day with very little investment.
that's true.
What does that help us for? I know flying's great, but like,
You ever just wanted to go take a walk?
he can still
God.
spy
You
upon
wanna
us.
abduct
He can still
somebody?
Yeah,
I
there.
just want to go for a fly and get some fucking sunshine.
You can
Okay.
you can do that
You can do
because
that.
you are not one of the members of the party that have been framed for terrorism and are being searched for by the Duke.
That's
So
why we're in court.
you
Well,
have
that's
the
what-
freedom.
That's what I was asking. I, the player, don't know how available to the Duke, to Nathaniel, that I am.
Not at all. You're not on his radar, because you weren't a part of the party
So
that
don't get
broke
on it.
into his mansion. So
Sorry.
Don't
Yeah.
get on it by being
I don't
labeled
know-
as the
I don't
city's
know if
flying
he's-
man.
yes, David said next episode, John Anders, the Flying Nun.
Also, yes. If it makes you feel better, I'll work it out.
I had a real like.
But
Yeah.
let's give everybody a chance to share their favorite moments from tonight, and a little bit early. Although by the time we go through favorite moments, it probably won't be all that early. Bun, favorite Archie
Oh, it was
moment.
just that moment spent with Mother. That was just really sweet and cute. And I think he didn't really have much going for him this session, unlike last session.
There's a lot of research and character interaction in this setting. This session, enter John Anders Part 2 is really
Yeah.
what this was, especially with how much we had to deal with Lark's father last week. Other Archie moments.
Arguing with John was Dio's.
Yes.
I had a real zing already. I like typed one up, and I'm sad that I didn't get to use it.
Yeah, I liked Archie like not backing down from John's anger, and questioning Bia, like not to her face. Like Bia left the room, and Archie is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Archie
that was the
questioned
big-
Bia
like-
to Lark.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Bia?
Yeah.
That's the first time I'm.
Yeah.
Archie's never questioned Bia's judgment before, and this is probably the first time. And it's not that big of a deal, honestly. Like, there's no reason he should be. I feel like maybe, but other than the fact that this is not a very work efficient environment, and that John does not cooperate. I like. It's like, why isn't John with Arthur? I think Arthur and John would get along swimmingly. It's just something that he probably doesn't understand yet,
Mm-hmm.
that Bia does, with her immaculate foresight. Yeah. Archie getting an update from Mother that the passage led to Castle Cora and just being like, yep, exactly I expected, yeah. They can be very pessimistic at times, but on this one they were right on the money. Yeah. I was definitely like, and you see a door that leads to a tunnel. I'm like, yeah, fucking that goes to the Dukes.
Just as an aside, the full moon starts on the 19th, and by the time it is no longer a full moon on the 22nd, the other moon becomes full and lasts until the 24th. So there's a full moon for
2
A week.
days.
A week.
a week.
A week of full moon. Oh.
Yeah, just
Oh
for
my
your information.
God.
Noble filtration, extra important.
So the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, and the 24th of the following month are all going to be nights of the full moon.
Knowing that, John is going to just straight tell them, we don't have time to fix these people, we just have to kill them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, there's
thank
nothing we can
God.
say.
We don't.
I'll just
Some of them.
let you guys
Some
know
of them.
which ones are dickheads and which ones are not, because I can get a feel.
Any other Bun moments tonight? Any other Archie moments from the crowd?
I enjoyed
Well, just
Hungover
that.
Archie a lot.
I
And,
I wish we got more hunger, Archie.
and acupuncture healing. That's now canon. I appreciate that also.
Yeah.
Sorry, Johnny, I
Sorry
cut
for
you off.
interest.
Oh no, just what Bun said just now, which I immediately forgot. Oh, scrying on people to see if they're good or bad.
Oh,
Put them
no,
on
no,
a
Archie
naughty
would
list. Put them on
No,
a good
but-
list.
I say, like,
yeah, but
there's a fucking Santa Claus joke in there somewhere. I haven't sussed out what it's supposed to be, but
But remember, Archie's been in company of these people and can get a feel of like, yeah, these guys are assholes. They did not tip. They did not tip me, so they must die.
Archie's
but,
song is "He sees you when you're sleeping.
Oh,
that's
God.
He sees you
That's
when
Nathaniel.
you're
That's
sleeping.
that's Nathaniel.
He
That's
sees you when you're sleeping."
Yeah, that
That's
is
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
Non-stop on loop. Because I know you're about to get Dream.
Oh, really? Am I?
Well, I
At
mean,
ninth level,
what-
Archie gets
Ne-
Dream, and
uh,
that's
when-
Tenth level. Oh, okay. But yeah,
um,
I see you when I'm sleepy. Yeah, I can't wait to cast Dream. If the Duke's still alive when we reach that, I can't wait to cast Dream on the Duke every night and give him a bad dream, like, fuck you. That's what my 5th level spell is going to be for, every night.
Scarlet, favorite Lark moment?
Sprites and her questionable attempt at a magic lesson that did not go quite according to plan. But Angelica enjoyed it.
Kind of.
Kind of. She saw something
Question
new
mark.
that she didn't see before.
Yeah.
Decided she likes undead better than Fae, probably. So, valuable lesson.
Undead don't talk your ear off.
That's true, and they don't stab you. Well, sometimes they stab you unprovoked.
undead man tell no tales. Wait, fuck.
I wanted to link you guys to the. Have you guys seen the viral video of a magpie chasing a little kid in a
Oh,
scooter?
that's good.
No.
Yeah,
That is just
that's
peak
what I
Australia.
thought of.
That's just peak Australia right there.
Dio said that her favorite was how you describe Pios's interactions with John. And David said Lark seemed to recognize that what Lady Bia meant when she said that John needs to be with your party, and has made an effort to start integrating him into the team, even as he's still bristly and kind of a dick.
Enjoying her approach as being like, yes, you're feeling these things, and we still need to do the work, so let's do the work. So that part's, I feel like I'm enjoying that part of it.
Yeah. Any other Lark moments tonight?
Showing up late and not going to fencing practice.
Not giving a fuck about her dad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Saying like, I would just throw myself into my work in order to not think about the things that happened the day before. I thought that was very indicative of like Lark's personality, and it was some insight into her character that I appreciated. Johnny, favorite Max moment?
Oh, I didn't even get to think of it. Getting to boss Not really. Getting to boss those 3 kids around.
Yeah.
I'm the top. I'm the top dog now.
Dio said Maximilian thinking that he's Riltar now.
Wall of faces.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. And your gentleman club plan.
Oh. Maximum thinking he is now the responsible one. I'm realtor now. Matt's complete lack of concern about John's feelings, just bluntly asking him, so what would happen if we kill your brother? It's so... Everything is so privately in character for Maximilian.
Yeah, Maximilian just is like... Maximilian's complete tactlessness with certain things. It's not even just lack of tact, it's kind of like an obliviousness about the whole thing in general. I also I kind of liked that, like, the Max is like, I'll go get John, and he walks up and he's just like, come on, you need to go upstairs and shower and get cleaned up, I'm telling you what to do. And John's like, no, you're not.
No, like, it's like Archie's like, fucking apologize to him now.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
All
Max
of the
is...
moment
I said-
was golden.
Archie and I are sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Max's ridiculously Max-like apology.
It's like it's... But yeah, John moments.
Yes, John. Pat, favorite John moment tonight?
Teaching a 15-year-old kid how to shank the fuck out of somebody, of course. Like, dirty prison fighting.
Yeah.
Like,
Grab him by the shirt and just start sticking him with the short
drag him
sword.
to the ground, drag him to the ground, and just go
Fucking,
nuts.
and then,
Like,
I'd love to like, and then it's like, and if you see someone, if you get the seek on someone, just fuck, or they're turning on you, just fucking punch them in the back of the head. It's like, you do not teach someone how to fucking king hit someone. Dishonorable.
that's because John isn't concerned. Right now, John isn't really particularly concerned with right or wrong. John is concerned with making sure these people survive.
Yeah.
It's like that. He's like that grizzled old war veteran that's like showing the noobs, like, look, but the manuals only go so far. Like,
Max is on the opposite end of the spectrum, where Lady Beatrice will never find a shortage of people willing to die for the dance. So these kids are all replaceable.
That's Maximilian's opinion.
Yeah.
Max Max said at one point, you do whatever you have to do to win, like, or to kill whatever you need to kill, like, as long as they end up dead, like,
it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. And I feel like even though Max says that in, like, Max is saying it in a way that's just like cavalier, right? But John believes that as a way of survival. So I think there's like a two sides to the same coin thing going on in that moment. I really liked there was a bit of an arc, a mini arc in today's episode with John, where, like, the first interaction with John and the rest of the party was extremely confrontational. But by the end, you don't get the sense that, like, these people like John or John likes these people, but there's a job to do, so we're working on the job. And that will be like the start of the party building from there. And I actually was glad that it started out with confrontation, because inter-party conflict is not something that's happened a lot with the dance beyond Max, stop being an idiot. There hasn't been much real inter-party conflict in any sense, and I think this is something that brings a new challenge to
I can
the
bring
dance.
inter-party conflict.
Um,
Just say the word and it'll happen.
multiple things in chat. Let's see. John offering to make some armor for Piosa. It shows his gruff manner and bluntness hide a lot of concern for the safety and well-being of those around him. John staying guarding the door despite his pain and everything. Even though he is a mess, he was the one who seemed to have their shit together. Measuring Piosa for the armor. Dio said, I want John to make a hard hat for Piosa, and David agreed with her.
Yes.
David also said, also his moment of clarifying that when he said me too, he meant I'm also afraid that you're stuck with me, not that I'm stuck with you. John is worried he survived the werewolf attack, but still might not be helpful in the future, that he might be too damaged to carry on. Thoughts?
Immensely and sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you continue along. I didn't have my thoughts quite ready.
I immensely enjoyed the armor measuring interaction. That was super cute and fun. I also enjoyed his instruction of the 17-year-old with the sword and like the subtly or not so subtly undermining Lark's authority as the other party members are coming up behind him. I feel like that's a really fun image. Yeah.
There was a moment. No, I'm trying to think of it because I lost my train of thought.
Rolling for whether Queen Mab is spying on all of us through Piosa.
Yes, that was quite good. And I also liked. Oh my God, what was it? There's a specific thing that you said. You pointed out the fact that John is afraid that he's going to fail another team and get a bunch of people killed again. And that statement really stuck out to me for, again, one of those defining points of who it really gives some insight into John's way of thinking and why he is the way he is. So I really appreciated that. How do you feel today?
Better.
Good.
Had fun this session.
Good.
Good.
That's good.
My favorite moment for me as a DM was having a sprite attack Angelica for asking questions about them dying. The minute that Scarlet, you said that you were going to have Angelica meet the fairies, my immediate thought was she's going to ask them some question about the Fae and being undead, and it was going to offend one of the sprites, and I had fun playing that out a little bit.
I loved Lark's reaction. So it was like, oh no. Just like, oh dear, we're gonna have to clean this up. It's like, I just love that intonation. It just makes me warm inside.
Any DM moments that you all enjoyed this evening?
Describing the sort of just that entire interaction within two NPCs with Angelica and the sprite was just so out of field and unexpected, and it was just so perfect to flesh out both
It's
the
also
Fae personality and it's also what?
It's also a victory. I mean, we got 5 werewolf potions, and that's 5 less werewolves to worry about.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
If Lark had
Damn, they
rolled better, that could have been like way more.
Can do that every day.
Yeah.
Goddamn terrifying how quickly they can make potions. What the fuck?
Well,
Oh,
according
not
to
anymore.
Lumiere, they can't make potions anymore. He just had his stock, and you destroyed it.
I killed
Oh.
Carl Turlin, and we destroy. You, Theo molded Earth his stock.
Oh,
Dio said me playing Theo and playing Spark's dad. Did I do Theo justice? I always try to do the characters
I think you
justice
did
when I
Theo
have to
very much
NPC
justice,
them a little
yeah.
bit. I try not to overdo
disinterested
it.
old man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed your playing of Sparks' dad a lot too. That was something I was going to mention.
If Theo was here, he'd definitely be doing some like worried old man dad stuff with Angelica being around the pixies.
Mm-hmm. I try not to overstep.
Yeah.
I feel like
PC.
your
I think-
Maximilians were on target though.
What?
I just realized something.
What?
What?
Nothing. I'll talk to you about it, Mark.
DM us.
This is something I want to talk to Just Mark about.
Oh God. Okay. I'm worried now.
Also, I'm sorry, John, but I think Archie still has some words for John
It's okay.
Fight.
about professionalism and keeping like.
Do you know what
Archie
John
had
would
to
say
leave
that?
all his baggage at the front
Do you know
door.
Do you know what that sounds like? You know what John would say to that? Sounds like your fucking problem, pal.
God. Well, let's play it out. It'll be fun to watch, okay?
Hmm.
I have to say, I don't know if the rest of you agree, but I like the fact that John is not what the rest of you may have expected in a cleric joining the party. I don't mind that he rubs everybody the wrong way. I'm enjoying the dynamic and what can come out of it, because I think that in the long run it will create that there are opportunities for great moments to come out of that. So yeah, I especially like that Archie, who is the one who was so desiring of love and acceptance from the rest of the party, is now so fiercely protective of people's independence and their sense of self, that John is just that John is just rubbing Archie completely the wrong way. It is such a different dynamic than that Archie has had with any of the other members of the party before, or any of the other NPCs outside of the Duke, maybe, where there is this interpersonal conflict, and it's really like, I did not expect Archie and John to be each other's personal foils in this situation.
I didn't either, but then like, no, it's not a personal issue. I just think like I'm just in the headspace of Archie, and he's just like, I do not care for John.
Right. I don't like you. Yeah. Cool.
Just plain and simple.
Well, I had fun. I hope all of you had fun. And thank you, chat, for hanging out and having fun. We will see you. I will see you again on Saturday night.
I'm off to uni. Goodbye.
Have fun. And we'll see
Thank
you all
you,
later.
chat.
Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Yep.
If you all stick around in the chat, I'm going to find somebody to raid. Since we got raided, we should raid somebody and share some love.